right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the House of Auger Show. I am your host, the man of the house, JT Auger. I forgot my name for a second.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
My co-hosts are with me tonight, Adam, Bates.
Hey, you remember my name.
Nicole, Sativa, and I don't know if is Mac here. I can't check right now.
No, he's not.
Okay. Yeah, he's doing something in Japan. So, the way the show works is it's usually an open panel, roundtable discussion that we invite you, the audience, to listen to and join in if you would like. If you hear a topic that you would like to chime in on, let us know in the chat, which I believe that's called the HOA Radio chat. And just let us know in there that you want to be unmuted, and we'll go ahead and do so. And you can join the conversation for a bit. Disclaimers, this is not a family-friendly show. We curse, we talk about all kinds of horrific shit. And if you are easily offended or a child, get the fuck out. We have a new format tonight that we're going to be doing. We're cutting the show by an hour, so it's only 2 hours long tonight. We will be ending at 8 p.m. my time. Let's see, that would be 10 p.m. for most of you, I think. 11. Wait, is that right? 6, 7, 8?
Yeah, 11 Eastern.
If you're on the East Coast. Had to do a bit of math. Not my strong suit. And at the end of the hour, we're going to do an intro and an outro. We're going to keep going, but we're going to cut the show for recording purposes right down the hour. And that way, when we post it on our YouTube channel, it will be part 1 and part 2, each an hour long, making it easier for anybody who wants to listen to the recording to wade through it. Because I think most people were finding it a bit too daunting to try and wade through 3 hours of people talking to try and figure out where the good parts were. So this will make it easier. Other than that, how's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Well,
What's everybody up to? So, what's new with everybody?
Sorry, we were trying to talk to each other. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we should go.
Yeah, I'm eating dinner at 8 p.m. because by the time I got home and did some stuff around the house, and crammed in a workout, because started working out a week ago, and feels good.
Feels good.
Yeah, which is weird. I'm used to this kind of thing just like wearing me down, but now it's like I have so much more energy now, and it's great.
Yep, that's exercise for you.
Yeah. Exercise has never done that for me before, though. That's the weird thing. And I figured it out.
It's because you used to be...
exercising?
I just hate running, specifically.
Well, yeah, running sucks.
Yeah. And so what I've been doing instead is just setting the treadmill to maximum incline and then, like, speed walking. And
yep,
it's so much better.
It's not only is it better, it gets you a better workout. That's what Nicole does,
okay.
too. You burn more calories. So, yeah, it's really good stuff.
It's also easier on your knees.
Yes, indeed.
Hey.
All right, you might hear a bit of static on my end. I apologize for that. It'll be short.
It's okay. We'll just mute you.
Yeah,
I'll take over the show.
Yes. Good job, Adam.
House of Adam show. Welcome, everyone.
Wouldn't it be the House of Bates?
Don't worry about it.
I don't think that you get a say, Augie. This is a hostile takeover, sir.
I don't think Nicole realizes she's muted.
Who's muted? Nicole is?
Yeah, Nicole is. I think I hear her
She's
talking
server
outside,
muted.
and I'm like...
But I'm not... Oh.
There you are.
Yeah, you were.
I just unserver muted you, so...
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, I didn't realize it.
All right. Let's get into it. I want to do our entertainment section first. before I start asking everybody what they've been watching, I want to mention a movie. It's been out for a while now, so shouldn't be too much of an issue if I mention anything in the movie. Welcome to Marwen, and that's starring Steve Carell. I didn't get to see it in the theaters. I saw it. I downloaded it, and are you guys familiar with the movie I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
am.
the
yeah.
ads
Never
for
saw it, but it looked
I
interesting.
haven't even heard.
I thought it looked cheesy, but
It did look cheesy, and to be honest, I would have thought it was kind of. It's still fun to watch. I still, at the end of it, I would have thought, wow, that's a weird story. Who came up with that? The problem with that is it's a fucking true story. Like, that shit all really happened. The guy that Steve Carell plays is a real person. The story line of the movie really happened. He's a dude who used to be an artist. And I guess he was drinking at a bar, said the wrong thing to the wrong guy. It wasn't hostile or anything like that. He was totally innocent in that, in my opinion. But him and his buddies decided to drag him outside and beat the shit out of him within an inch of his life, to the point where they beat him so bad he forgot his entire life. Like, he knows his name, and he knows basics like 1 and 1 is 2 and the alphabet, but as far as memories of his entire life, gone, including his ability to draw. I'm going under a bridge. I don't know if you can still hear me.
You're breaking up a little bit.
I can hear you. I don't know.
Okay.
You're okay now.
Hang on. I'm almost done. All right, there we go. Yeah, so he completely forgets everything. And he decides instead to become a photographer and creates this model town in his backyard and makes up these stories about it, like it's some town in Belgium or somewhere called Marwen. And he takes these dolls and gives them names and backstories. And the really cool thing is the special effects that they do for the film. Like, I'm sure you've seen it in the previews where the dolls are talking and everything, and you can very clearly see that these aren't real people, but it's very interesting how they do that. It's really neat looking, but the story's just kind of, once you understand, I didn't know till the end it was fucking real. So I'm like, yeah, right, like that's gonna happen. And I'm like, holy shit, that really happened?
I'm surprised you didn't know it was real. I knew it was real when I saw the commercials.
Oh, yeah. I missed
they even said in the commercials that it's real.
I'm sure it did. I didn't really see the commercials. I don't really pay attention to commercials. Yeah. So I saw the name of the film, and I saw that it was Steve Carell, and I was like, all right, let's see what this is about. And then I got into it. And then at the end, it's like, it shows pictures of the real guy and his real little town, and it was a trip, man. It's a good movie. It's very heartwarming. It's worth a watch.
Check it out after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So
say the name of the movie again, Josh, for Ray.
It's Welcome to Marwen. MARW.
I'll type the name in the chat, so you don't have to spell while driving.
I already took care of it.
I don't understand.
For some people, apparently.
Like, I'm fine to drive until I start trying to spell shit, and then it's like, fuck, I'm gonna.
That's when it gets dangerous, man.
I'm telling you.
Multitasking kills.
It's dangerous to get behind the wheel in California, period. You could be dead silent, and it's still fucking dangerous. These people don't know how to drive, and they don't care. It's like being, it's. You know what I've seen that's worse by a margin, by a small margin? Videos of traffic in like China. That looks like it'd be worse.
Yeah.
Well, there's got a billion people on the road.
And then somebody has worse traffic. So what else? What else are you guys watching? Adam, I know you mentioned the show that you said you thought was funny.
Yeah, so I've been watching 2 different shows. I've gone full weeb. Both of them are animes. The first one, I am rewatching one of my favorite ones because it's getting another season in a few months, and I'm very excited. And this one, it has what is easily the greatest name of a show ever. And it is called Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? That is the name of the show.
Shouldn't you have already done that if they're in a dungeon?
Wait, what's the show about?
So it is about it's basically set in this like kind of fantasy world where kind of like this kind of swords and sorcery kind of thing. But there's gods that live on Earth with the humans, and it's like it's a mix. It's all gods that we know from like actual cultures. So it's like Greek, and it's a mix of like Greek and Norse mythology.
Cool.
So it's really neat. Especially because like their interpretation of what these gods are is very different from the actual thing. So it's like, oh, I know who this is, but
that's not how I know it.
Yeah, it's this character is different. But yeah,
that's the most like. That was the sweetest way you probably could have said that. Oh, I know him, but he's
very different. Yeah. But yeah, it's a very good show. It's I think like first season is only like 12 or 13 episodes, so
it's a newer show or it's an old anime.
It first came out a few years ago. I don't remember exactly when, but it took several years for it to get renewed for some reason, even though it's amazing. But
wow,
it's had like a spin-off in the time since then. There you go. Joel posted the link in the chat. But yeah. The other thing that I've been watching, and this is the weird one. So this is a one called Uma Musume. The premise is just completely bizarre. It is about a Japan with horse girls. So there's like humans, and then there's like, I mean, cat girls are a thing in a lot of animes. This one has horse girls. And these horse girls can run super fast.
Girls, do you mean centaurs?
No, like they're normal girls, but they have horse ears and tails, and that's about it. And they can run super fast. And so,
do they have that elongated face to be like a horse?
No, they don't. Yeah, but no, it gets weirder. Because so they race, and then the winner puts on basically a pop concert, an idol show. It's the most bizarre thing because it's like out of nowhere. It's like, oh, this is an idol anime all of a sudden. That's really weird. But the weirdest thing about this,
they just break into song and dance whenever.
Yeah, like after they win the race, it's just like, oh yeah, the prize is you get to perform a song for everyone. It's so weird.
What the fuck?
It's so weird. But the weirdest thing about it is
I would be pissed if I entered a contest and they were like, "Hey, all right, you win. Now get on stage and sing and dance, monkey." I'd be like, "Motherfucker!"
Exactly. It's so weird. But the weirdest thing is not even that. The weirdest thing is there's some animes that are weird and they kind of embrace the weirdness, kind of like Fooly Cooly or Gurren Lagann or something like that, where it's like you're watching this and like it knows it's weird, but you roll with it. This one, you forget how weird it is when you're watching it. You're watching it and you're just like, yeah, okay, sure. And then afterwards, you're like, wait, that made no goddamn sense. It's so funny.
Well, that's anime for you.
Yeah, it is.
I wish Scott were with us tonight. He's our local weeb. Have you always been a weeb?
Yeah, more or less. Like, kind of go through some phases where it's like I'm watching more than other times, but yeah.
Fuck you idiot! Sorry, not you.
Wow, okay.
Like,
such a hostile reaction.
Wrong reaction.
Man.
Shit.
Right.
Sorry. I didn't like the way that taxi driver.
That's your opinion. It's your opinion, but
that's like your opinion. fucking man. Okay, so for those of you following or are fans of Game of Thrones,
Oh, so Nicole and I don't count then
why?
with what we're watching.
Yeah.
Well, because
they don't. He doesn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think you had some. My apologies. Go ahead.
fucking asshole. Jesus Christ.
I didn't know.
Well,
Fuck you, dick.
Pick one of the many ones, Nicole, or do you want to stick with Bosch?
Well, yeah, the two. I was gonna say Brockmire, which is the funniest.
Oh yes,
Brockmire's amazing. Everybody should watch.
So good. And we've been watching Bosch on Amazon too. It's a detective show.
Now Brockmire's on season 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I haven't even started season 3. I'm not even sure I finished season 2, so I have to go back and check.
Yeah, they definitely.
What's Bosch?
You can probably describe it better, Joel.
Okay, it's based on a series of novels, crime novels. So it's basically it's technically you would call it a police procedural. You know, they're investigating crimes and whatnot, and the whole season is basically used to investigate at least one crime. Oftentimes, ones that are intersecting at the same time, and it's got really good writing, excellent, and it's just done just really extremely well. It's got the oh shit, I can't remember his name. Who final bad guy in The Wire? The young black guy who was trying to go clean and then decided, fuck that, I'm going back to the streets. Shit, I can't remember his character name or his name. Anyway, he's like Bosch's partner, and he does really good in that as well. But no, it's a really good police procedural show if you happen to like any that kind of.
It's funny. I was going to describe it as it's a detective show.
Yeah, that would have been so much better.
Oh, fuck you, man. Nobody's going to watch it just because we say it's a detective show. Jesus. How boring is that? Oh, it's a detective show.
What's the name of it?
Bosch, Bosch. It's on Amazon Prime.
All right. I see a bunch of people are joining, and it shows me that they're joining in the kitchen.
Uh-oh.
In the kitchen is the general chat. So I'm gonna let everybody know. I just wrote text saying, "Hey, come join the voice chat." Hopefully nobody's getting left behind going, "What the fuck do I do now?" So thank you to everybody who's here with us tonight. Appreciate it. So Steve, are you watching anything? Oh.
Okay. She might be busy watching.
Sorry. No, my mute button escaped me for a minute there. So I pursuant to my usual weirdness, I tend to watch a lot of conspiracy shows. And I've been rocking out a couple of pretty neat ones on Netflix lately. In fact, one in particular that is called Unacknowledged. It's from 2017. It's an hour and 40, and it's actually pretty fucking legit. This dude, Dr. Stephen Greer, he actually founded the Disclosure Project, which is basically, them saying, no, what you guys, what the government and what all these organizations have on UFOs, this should be made public information. And I thought it was really cool because he had a lot of very respectable and reputable sources and things like that. So I watched that one. And last night I watched a good portion, finally, of In Plain Sight. And oh my God, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that shit.
I love that. You know what? I want to give that a second go around. That's such a good show.
It totally baffles me. I'm I'm listening to all this information from these parents, and I'm no. If that was my kid, nope, none of this happening.
I've never in my life had any dude come to me and be like, "Hey, man, just jerk me off. It's cool. I just need to jerk me off."
Yeah,
good,
this is totally normal, just friend stuff. It's fine.
It's kid stuff, he said. What fucking
right?
kids are you hanging around?
Mine. obviously. I just, holy fuck, like, I don't even understand. And they're like, oh yeah, it was part of his therapy to like sleep in my daughter's room with her alone. Like that's obviously, I mean, therapy, because that's good. What? And then mom, and I'll tell you, at the point that somebody has kidnapped my child, like I'm not the go out and have an affair type anyway, but if I were, it sure the fuck wouldn't be with the dude that kidnapped my child. I don't care how many pretty words you attach to it. Oh, you kidnapped my child and she was gone for like over a fucking month. Yeah, let's
whole family.
I'll hook it up. Like fucking what?
I genuinely, I'm just surprised because didn't that family have like 2 or 3 kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he only got to the one. He fucked the parents and he fucked the kid, but he didn't fuck the other 2 kids. I'm, he didn't get the whole set. I guess there's.
Well, and then dad over there with his whole like, talking about the mother's affair, and he's like, yeah, that's what really broke down our marriage. Oh, really? So you giving the neighbor that kidnapped your kid a handy J didn't contribute to the downfall of your marriage at all? Okay. Seems legit.
Oh God.
Fucking what?
No,
I'm
it
sitting
didn't
there.
contribute. It didn't
Yes, I'm
contribute
sitting
because
there.
he didn't know.
Yeah, I'm sitting there at like
doesn't hurt her.
fucking 2 a.m. going, what the fuck even is my life right now?
Were y'all yelling at the TV when you're watching that?
Oh my God.
I
We
was not,
were-
just because Angel was sleeping right next to me.
Yeah.
And I was stuffing my face with Oreos, but I was
You didn't
just
wake him
like,
up and say, "Do you see this shit?"
no, I sure did not. I should have, but I didn't.
You're a stronger person than I am. I would have woken whoever.
Yeah, same here.
I've been like, you need to get up. You need to get your ass up right. So
But yeah, so that's also May fucking 3rd, everybody.
what?
What's
May 3rd. Extremely wicked, shockingly evil and vile.
Yeah.
It's coming. I'm so fucking excited.
That looks like it's gonna be good.
It's going
Yeah, I
to be
wanna
fucking
see that in
amazing.
theaters.
I already saw a promo picture with James Hetfield holding the crowbar, and man, oh man, my panties hit the floor so fucking hard, China thought they were having an earthquake. Woo! Fucking forget about it.
He's, I can't wait to see him prove to a lot of people. A lot of people don't know that he's capable of acting in a serious role.
Oh my god. Who, are you talking Efron or Hetfield? Because I'm still off in Hetfield land over here.
Oh, I'm talking about Zac Efron.
Yeah, no, he'll do well, or
I
we
thought
will
you were
kill
talking
him.
about Hetfield.
Yeah, like we'll hunt him down
I was
if
like-
he does not do well.
I was like, why
Fine.
specify in a serious role? Because
Yeah,
Hetfield
because
doesn't
this
act.
will be his first role.
Well,
But he's going.
to begin with. Oh, just kidding.
Augie, you better watch your shit, bitch. I swear to fuck.
I missed it. What'd he say?
I said he's a
He
joke.
said,
to begin with.
no, what he said, Adam, was blah, blah, blah. I want one less ad mod and co-host. And
Probably two.
we'll trim the fat.
I think you and I are
starting
pretty
with-
united on this front.
Yes. Oh my God, Adam, you're gonna love my next tattoo.
Mm.
Hmm.
So
Maybe getting that started.
Everybody
When's the
got
tattoo?
really uncomfortably quiet.
I was just thinking, oh my God, is she going to get an Adam Bates tattoo?
Yeah, it's either me or Hetfield based on the context of the
Yeah.
conversation. So
I
don't know how to
Right.
react to
Well,
that.
Exactly. I was trying to process it.
I think
Oh
it'd be
man, let's
hilarious
see
to,
here.
like, if she took that
I'm-
picture, that picture of who's the guy? God damn it, Burt Reynolds. Remember he
Oh,
did
God.
the Playboy
Yeah,
picture?
The one that
Where he's
Joel
laying down
redid
on
with
his
the cow
side?
skull. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, what?
Do you
No,
not?
that
Joel
one-
has reproduced it. Yeah.
My
Yes,
classic
Joel-
Nudes day, please.
Correct. So I think it'd be funny if she were to get a tattoo of that style, but with Adam Bates' face.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh God. So that's probably not
And
going to
just have that
happen.
like draped across her thigh, like her inner thigh. Can you imagine being the guy who has to fuck face with Bates' stretched out sexy body across her fucking right thigh? Like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
And I'm just staring up like, hey.
You don't think Bates is sexy as I do?
Well, it's not an Adam Bates tattoo. It's actually a Metallica tattoo.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I guess
Yeah.
I'll
I'm a
accept
little
that.
disappointed.
Yeah, well,
I know.
here's
Way
the
to
thing.
bring the house down.
Given the location of this one, I mean, the space that I'm working with for this particular tattoo, Adam deserves more room than what is being given
okay.
to this one.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, are you getting Metallica like tattooed all around your external anus?
Oh, God.
No.
Wait, did you say external anus?
Your external sphincter. Sorry.
For a guy that's into butts,
Wow.
you'd think you'd get the terminology right.
It's hot, and I've been
For the
driving
record-
all day.
For the record, for all the listeners, I do not have any kind of prolapsing issues.
Not yet, anyway.
After
this tattoo, maybe.
You
I didn't
know?
mean to let that out of the
That
bag.
was kind of hot the way you said that, Adam. That kind of sounded like a threat, and it kind of made my day.
No,
Right,
trust me,
that's how I
am-
took it
Not
too.
yet, he goes. God damn. Well, didn't realize we had plans later, but all right, I'm down. Oh man.
Okay,
yeah,
on to the next
none of
topic then.
Carrying on.
Okay. So, there's a couple of shows that I have mentioned before that I watch quite often. Billions is doing wonderfully. I don't know if you guys watch that, Paul Giamatti.
I only saw the first season, and
Fuck, man,
it's
so
really
good.
good. It was
It's
really good.
so,
We just didn't
so
catch
good.
up. Yeah.
It's very Machiavellian. There's a lot of, friends becoming enemies, enemies becoming friends, and back and forth. And it's a lot of fun to watch. And Paul Giamatti's just fun no matter what. So I'm happy about that. American Gods just broke my fucking heart. They gave me what I wanted, which was an episode that featured almost exclusively the backstory to one of my favorite characters in the show, and then proceeded to basically fuck that all up by the end of the show. And I was like, son of a bitch. So they really broke my heart with that. It's a great show. I have to say, not this past episode, but the last like 2, maybe even 3 episodes, there've been some very noticeable, what I consider to be sort of leftist and SJW kind of propaganda shit, where it's just like, oh, you're trying to shove that shit in my face.
Yeah,
just a bit. I love Anansi, or Nancy as they call him on the show. It's the black dude who does the 7-Up commercials, or did the 7-Up commercials. And his character is the storyline that he's kind of involved in tends to go down these very, how should I put this? Like a kind of reparations type story arc. And it's a little eye rolling at times. It's like, come on, can we just have some fun and tell a fun story and not make it political identity politics, please? So, but this last episode didn't really have any of that. I'm hoping that they move away from it. Game of Thrones. Can you believe that we're halfway? I'm sorry, a third of the way through. I can't.
I know.
It bums me out that there's only 6 episodes, and we've now got 2 down.
It is a bummer. It's really being rushed, in my opinion. But
yeah, it's weird choice for them to.
I don't know. How's
to
it
shorten the season like this? I mean, I think they shortened last season too.
I think they did. It was 8 episodes last season, I think. Well,
I think they wanted to wrap it up, to be honest.
I mean, it's hard for me to call it rushed, considering it was, 2 fucking years since the last season?
That's what really makes the littlest amount of sense, is because they took so long in between season 7 and 8, and then everybody was shocked when they announced, there's only 6 episodes. And at first, everybody was like, "Oh, well, each one will be like a feature-length movie." And it's like, no, really, there's only one of them that's going to be like that, which is the next episode. And everybody's like, "Oh, so it's just 6 regular episodes? Okay, that's a lot to finish." They ran into trouble when they outstripped George R.R. Martin's the books. That's when they started running into trouble. It was a lot easier for them to do the script.
Copy and stuff.
Yeah, that's what Alex just said in chat.
Yeah,
exactly.
It really, really, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Once they got past his books and started going on their own.
Yeah. This last episode, for those who enjoy the show, I really enjoyed. There were a lot of here, I'm going to try and point things out without giving away anything. A lot of characters shared screen time with each other that never have before or haven't in a long time, and it was kind of pleasant to see.
Yeah, it was cool to see the interactions.
Yeah, there were conversations that I think many of us probably have been waiting for. There were several times I was like, "Oh man, I can't wait for this. Let's hear how this conversation's gonna go." And nothing ended in anybody dying, and that's a good spoiler. I paused because I was like, "Well, that's kind of a spoiler," but it's a good one. I was bummed because there's supposed to be some action ahead, and I thought that they were going to get into that last episode.
I didn't realize
too. I didn't realize that the whole thing was just going to be pretty much people talking.
Yeah.
But it was still good. It was still really good.
Listen, hold on. I got to stop everybody here because Nicole is lying so bad. She's sitting there agreeing with you that it was still good, and she was bitching last night about how much she didn't like the episode or the first episode, how this season has been shit, and she didn't like last season either.
Nope, you didn't. You didn't fucking listen to me. God damn it! I did not like the first episode of this season. I thought it was kind of shit. I also so far have not enjoyed it. I mean, we're only 2 in. Not there are very many, but I have not enjoyed it as much as I have previous seasons. It's not as exciting to me. But I also really don't like Daenerys. Every fucking episode, she annoys me more.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. She just rubs me the wrong way. Her and Arya. I hate them both.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she cannot stand her at all.
Somebody
especially starting with last season when she came over to Westeros. That's what's really gotten her, when she's really annoyed with it.
Yeah.
Huh. You know, somebody mentioned, somebody in group called Arya, said that Arya had the face of a young
Steve Buscemi.
And I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, it was Ray. I thought so. It was Ray.
Yeah. I saw that last night. Yeah.
Okay. It's mean, but very funny. It looks like we will have our special guest, but we're going to wait for a little bit before he gets on because he is baked out of his mind at the moment. So he's just going to listen in for a little while. I'm going to tell him that we'll try and bring him on at the top of the hour, coming up here in 25 minutes. We will bring you on.
Next topic.
What is the next topic? Hang on a second.
Fuck if I know.
You're the one with the list. Technically, we're all ones with the list, but we're lazy, so...
Yeah.
So there.
Plus, you just decide what actually goes on, too, so...
All right. So
I think
put
a
it.
fun one would be the one about is catfishing. I think it's
Yeah, you
catfishing
know what?
rape.
You're right. Let's talk about that. So that was a topic that was brought up by
Me.
Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
So Nicole, why don't you explain to us what
Yeah,
the fuck you're talking about?
yeah. I was thinking I watched the whole show. This like catfishing, and it was this dude who was pretending to be for a very solid
Yeah, I can't hear you at all, Nicole.
Yeah.
shit. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
that came through.
Yeah,
But-
now
Okay. So this guy was pretending to be
Okay.
the admissions head for a very elite college, and doing a really good job of pretending to be this person. And he was doing it in order to sleep with moms who were trying to get their children into these colleges or college. Yeah. And he was successful many times. But when they found out later, they actually claimed rape because they would not have slept with him if they had known his true identity. And yeah.
Wait. I'm sorry. So he was pretending to be a dean.
He
But
was
he wasn't.
pretending to be the head of admissions, yeah. And using, yeah.
Okay. Color me impressed.
And right, he did a good job. He even stole like letterhead from the school and everything, and it worked. But the claim of rape. What?
The things we do for love.
Right. But the claim of rape was a little bit far for me because I feel like whenever you choose to sleep with someone, you kind of, unless you do your due diligence and find out who they are and take a second, I mean, you're taking a risk every time.
Here's my thought. How many times isn't it the standard that people go to clubs and bars and dances and wherever, and they meet people and they lie to each other about who they are, and they end up sleeping together, and then maybe if things go beyond a one night stand, they find out later, oh, maybe he does, maybe she doesn't actually come from this, or maybe he doesn't actually work at this place. Like it just seems to me that if we start calling that lying, or if we start calling lying rape, that's like 80% of the sexual encounters. Like most people get, like most people end up in bed because somebody lied. So right, maybe don't try to fuck your kids' way into college.
There's a thought.
Exactly.
Have smarter kids.
Do like those Hollywood moms and fucking just pay a shit ton of money.
$500,000.
Right.
Or just have smarter
not
kids.
Everybody has $500,000, but all women have vaginas. And
yeah, and class discrimination.
That's far easier to access. Like, can you get $500,000? No, but I do have this pussy.
But I mean, even I've told like a little lie here and there, not necessarily to have sex, but to get a guy interested in me. I mean, I pretended to be into rock climbing, and I have these scars that are actually from like falling really bad and rollerblading, and I pretended like they were like badass rock climbing scars.
All right, that's very interesting. That's a little bit of insight into Nicole.
I mean,
and
when
Bram is correct, no vagina is worth $500,000 fucking dollars. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I severely downplayed my Magic the Gathering hobby when my wife and I first started dating, because if I had just come out full force and said, yeah, this is what I play, this is how much I've spent on it, she would have ran away very, very fast. But she did not.
I don't know, man. Like, I was pretty straight up with Angel when we got together. I was like, yeah, I am like a raccoon, and I like shiny things, and I will spend untold amounts of money on anything David Bowie related, whether I fucking need it, can afford it, or not. And this is who I am. Also, I fucking love serial killers. Hi, hello. And not okay for me. So just be honest, you guys.
That's true.
Just be
Yeah.
honest.
It honestly,
used
like,
to,
I mean, it was like 3 weeks later that she helped me move out, and she saw my collection. So the cat was out of the bag pretty shortly thereafter. But I don't know. Maybe it helped to kind of ease her in.
Did she open up the second bedroom? Did she open up the second bedroom in your apartment and realize that the whole thing from floor to ceiling was nothing but Magic the Gathering cards?
It was I want to say like 5 big boxes.
Jesus Christ!
But they're like flat boxes, so it's like just rows of cards. I don't know, like
You're minimizing, Adam.
yeah.
You know what?
There's like
I used
so much
to
for a
I
small
used to-
hobby. Jeez, like because like when on our first date, my friend's group chat kept going off, and because it was spoiler season, new cards were being spoiled, and everyone was talking about it, and so she's like, "Man, somebody's popular." I'm like, "Oh, it's a group chat," and they're like, "Oh, what are they talking about?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just this game I play, you know." Like, that's all I posed it as. And she was like, "Oh, okay." Like,
It's this game I play.
yeah, I just silenced my
Don't
phone.
worry about it.
Resume the date, you know. But
Oh, speaking of, just real quick, for anybody who's interested, about once a month I get on. We were talking about this in chat earlier, not today, but like a day or so ago. There's a game for it's not a console, it's a computer game called Dead by Daylight.
It's on console too.
It is?
Yeah, because that's how I'm going to play it.
Yeah, I think, did we order it?
I haven't ordered it yet, but yeah, it's on.
Wait, Dead by Daylight? You can play on PlayStation 4?
Yeah, it's been out for 2 years, I think. 2017, I think, is when it was released.
I thought it was only PCU. Oh. All right. Or CPU, whatever. Fuck off.
Did you hear him?
I did. I fucking did. With your muttering.
Man, our microphone works when we don't want it to.
Right?
Good. Your microphone is my friend. It's a great game. You play, I think there's 4 or 5 players.
5 total.
5.
There's 5. Is that including the serial killer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
it
so
is.
there's 4 victims, 1 killer. And if you're playing as one of the victims, what your goal is the killer can't be killed. There's different maps, and it's a team effort kind of game, co-op. So you run around these different maps, and there's different killers that you can choose from and different victims. And your goal, because you can't kill the killer, is you got to run around and hide from him, while at the same time fixing generators. And you fix enough of them, and they open up these doors on either side of the map. And then you have to run out the door, and that's how you win as a victim. As a killer, of course, your goal is to find everybody before they do that and kill them. And there's a multitude of killers. The fun thing is that they've got a lot of horror, classic horror movie killers. They've got Jason, they've got Michael Myers, they've got Freddy Krueger, and then they've got a handful of others that aren't from movies but are really fucking cool. There's one, and they all have backstories. It's really cool. They've got this one who's kind of fun to play and fun to play against. She's this giant sort of mountain woman who wears like bunny ear hat costume. Not a costume, but just that her headdress is like a bunny costume head. And the rest of her is like mountain woman, and she carries an axe and she throws it at you, and she sings this lullaby, and that's how you can hear her coming. And it's just a lot of fun to play with your friends, and you know you're sitting there screaming at each other, scared to shit. It's good for ambiance, and it's just a fun thing to play with your friends. So anybody who's gaming, I do that about, like I said, I get on maybe once a month, and jump on there and play for a while. Anybody who does, let me know, and I'll let you know when I'm on there. Maybe
What's
we
it
can
called?
get together and play together.
What'd you say it was
What
Did
was
you
called?
say
that?
something?
What did you say
Dead
it was
by-
called?
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dead by Daylight.
And it's
and you
cheap
can,
right now too. You can get it for $20.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
in it.
Loading
You can
up
look
Steam
on YouTube
right now.
if you're interested. They've got plenty of YouTube videos. Just type in Dead by Daylight or DBD, and there's gameplay, and there's all kinds of Let's Play channels that have videos of them. A bunch of friends. You get to watch them have fun and laugh at each other and try and kill each other. It's a lot of fun. Let's see, what other topics did we have going?
Sorry, I don't know how we got derailed from the catfishing thing, but
Oh yeah.
here's my take on this. That whole thing,
Yeah.
it's not rape, it's fraud.
No.
You
That's
are
how I look at it,
exchanging
too.
you are exchanging a good or service for another good or service.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
the thing that you are receiving is not what you bargained for. That is textbook
Yeah.
definition of fraud.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
calling
should it be illegal? Is it illegal?
I mean, fraud in general should be illegal, in my opinion, yes.
But in the case that it's a verbal contract, but not
Yeah.
necessarily saying them anything, because
That's
you're
the
just
thing.
saying I'm a rich person or a rich successful person. You're not saying I'm going to give you lots of money if you sleep with me.
Yeah.
So I think they did an Law and Order SVU episode on that very thing.
Oh,
I
is that
think
right?
that they actually ended up convicting him for rape. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, well,
I
that's a very leftist show. So
Yeah, it is. But I think that shit, my mind just went blank. Never mind. I don't know what I think.
I'll tell you what to think.
My opinion is redacted.
That was very Pakistani of you.
shit,
Right?
I
It comes
remember.
out every now and then.
I
She
can see
I
that.
was gonna say I think it would be something that would be very hard to make illegal because, like Josh was saying, so many people do it to a certain extent, and where do you draw the line where
Yeah,
that's
right.
okay
Yeah.
and that isn't okay? Yeah.
Yeah, because do you make Instagram filters and photo filters in general illegal then too? Because that's lying.
Right.
Yeah.
That's definitely fraud. Oh shit! Sorry. All right. Yeah, I agree that that's totally what that is. I don't think that it should be considered rape, and I don't know
No.
necessarily that it should
Yeah,
even be
definitely not.
illegal. I feel
I
like
don't
this
think
is
so,
a
no.
buyer beware kind of situation where it's
That's
like
how I feel too.
you didn't
Absolutely.
Do
you didn't
diligence
do
or
your
take the risk.
you didn't do your due diligence to make sure that what you were getting was what you wanted, really, and that what was promised, and you got hoodwinked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got a bit of pussy for free or whatever. Like, next time be a little more diligent, be a little more cautious. Don't just hand it out before finding out. Have him open the briefcase first. Let me see what's in there. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Now, on to a topic that is close to my heart because I can't stand this woman. Brie Larson is there. There's a lot of. I'm gonna put a link in here. There are some interviews that have taken place. They're doing press junkets and stuff for the new Avengers Endgame, and I remember a few months back reading that there were some personality clashes between Brie and the Avengers cast. I didn't read into it too much because I wasn't sure how much sincerity there was to that, or if it was real. So I wasn't paying attention. There's actual video evidence. I don't know. You'll have to watch it for yourself. See what you think. I mean, these are actors, and they are trying to drum up attention and drum up interest to sell movie tickets. So maybe they're creating drama where there actually is none. That's certainly a possibility.
Yeah,
But
it's gotten them a lot of talk and attention. That's
it
for
has.
sure.
People are definitely talking. So it seems like that's a plausible option.
Yeah.
However, some of the interactions in the interviews seem really they seem really legitimately emotionally charged. So I don't know.
Huh.
There's one with Brie and Chris Hemsworth and Don Cheadle. I love Don Cheadle. I've loved that guy for years. And the three of them, she says something and then nudges Don Cheadle's elbow, and he fucking moves his elbow and looks all
It's
dead
like,
serious. And
don't
she's still
touch me.
talking. And he says under his breath, I told you not to touch it. I told you.
Oh shit.
Uh,
And then
Wow.
Chris is talking about how he doesn't do all his stunts, and then fucking bad is like, I chose to do all my stunts because,
Oh
and
god.
he rolls his eyes. Which, by the way, if you look there, if you look online, there's pictures of her on set for her movie Captain Marvel with a woman beside her or just off to the right that has her costume that's obviously her fucking double. So it's like,
yeah.
are you sure you want to go with that, sweetheart? You sure you want to tell everybody you do all your own stunts, huh? So she starts talking about how she does all her own stunts, and Chris rolls his eyes. He goes, "What? Are you trying to be the next Tom Cruise?" And she's like, "No, I'm going to be the first me. Thank you very much."
Oh
Oh,
God,
And
I
it's so
know.
much attitude, and it's like this is, this is part of why I'm not 100% married to the idea that this is, made up controversy, and it's because what you would end up doing by doing this, you are making her unlikable on
Right?
purpose, and
Yeah.
so at the end of it, you can't then go, aha, we were just joking. Like, at that point, who cares? Fuck you, you're a bitch. I don't like you.
Although
you're
I
gonna be
will say,
working.
I will say this: I have seen the feminists seem to really love it. I saw numerous articles and things on Facebook that says Brie Larson's epic clapback at Chris Hemsworth,
Oh,
blah
yeah.
blah blah. And it's like, oh Jesus, really?
Oh
Ew.
man. Well,
Because
I
you
mean,
gotta
if
have
your
girl
only audience,
power.
Yep.
if your only audience is if your target audience is feminists, are feminists, then I would have to say that you are really limiting yourself. And
Mhm.
I just don't see that from a profit perspective. I don't see how that makes sense. Of course, companies have been doing a lot of things over the last couple of years that to me don't make sense from a profit perspective. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I mean they're trying to dance between like, okay,
Activism.
we're gonna actively pander to this new demographic that typically hasn't consumed our product, and just banked on the fact that our core audience, our base, is loyal enough that even if we piss them off a little bit, they won't really stop buying our stuff. That's
Right.
really what it is.
Yeah.
Now, one of
Because
the
if they like actually crossed a line, theoretically that base should leave. But it's like, if this is a product, if in this case comic books, if this is something that they've enjoyed for years or even all their life, they're going to be pretty hesitant to leave, and unfortunately,
Yeah.
they know that,
Yeah.
which
well,
gives them clearance to get away with whatever crap they want.
I mean, the actual comic book side of that industry and what's going on with that, I'd love Cameron Scott to be here and speak on it. But I can tell you, just from my own personal research or interest in that, that's going downhill and has been since about 2016. And it seems to me like, well, that's an entire another story. That's a whole nother conversation, really. But the comics are going downhill, and it's because they've let in a ton of writers who have decided to completely do away with some of the traditions, some of the standards, Some of they've changed characters that have in ways that don't make sense, and that are all that alter the characters to such a drastic degree as to basically discard decades worth of backstory, of development, and it's just there's a lot of stuff going on in the comics, and people are not happy. A lot of the standard comics audience, fans, what have you, are really not happy with that. But this Brie Larson thing, I got to tell you, one of the things that I have read is that she, I guess there's the reason that the Avengers cast is so upset with her is because they spent the last 10 years kind of developing and building this empire, as it were, and it's just they're on their way out. Some of these actors, we won't see them playing those characters anymore. They won't be a part of the MCU. This is the Avengers Endgame is kind of a turning point where everything that came before it is going to be considered like the old, and now we're moving with the introduction of Captain Marvel, who's going to spearhead this new chapter in the MCU in film. And you're going to have a host of new characters. You're going to have a host of new cast members. Maybe some of them will, maybe some of the old cast members will pass on the torch. So you'll have somebody else playing those old characters. It gets into all that. But the frustrating thing for the old cast members is that she's running around kind of cock of the walk, acting like I'm the big cheese, and they've spent all the time working to build this thing, and they're like, you don't get to just walk in and and be handed that. Like, you're coming in here kind of treating us like we're second fiddle, and I can understand that if that's the case.
The thought just occurred to me. If that is true, Brie Larson is the AOC of the Avengers cast. Like, think about it. You have this system in which people have built something over the course of generations, like over the course of many years, and then you have this young girl who runs on the back of feminism coming in and proclaiming herself the boss. Like, this is they are the same person. Okay? God.
Oh, there's this one interview with her and Jeremy Renner. Holy shit, man! If this is a fake interview, and I think all these interviews I'm talking about, I think are included in the video that I linked to. He's fucking they're in this. Him and Brie are seated beside each other, and then you have the interviewer, and he's asking questions, and while he asks something about, do you feel that your fame is do you feel a responsibility towards using it in any way to contribute socially or anything like that? And Brie goes into this diatribe, and Jeremy Renner looks like he couldn't be more bored than he already is. He's looking the absolute opposite direction. He's like scratching his face, looking up at this. He could not be like, he just does not want to be there. And the guy turns to him after Brie says her bullshit and says, "What about you?" And he undermines everything she just said, because she's like, of course I feel there's a responsibility. I try and do my best to use my this outlet that's been gifted to me as a way to do some good, and sometimes I make mistakes, but I'm really proud. I'm comfortable with that. And he goes to Jeremy, and Jeremy Renner goes, "I'm responsible in my own life. I don't feel like it's necessary or even the right thing to do to use fame as any sort of platform to be an activist about anything." It just went exactly the opposite of what Brie said. And it's so funny. It's so like, what a slap in the face it really was. It was so good. We've reached the top of the hour. That's all the time we have for part one. Don't go anywhere. We're going to start part two right away, but I just wanted to do an outro. Thank you for joining us for part one. Be sure to stick around for part two. Thanks, and have a good day. Good night and go home.
Except don't go home, because there's part two.